Welcome, everybody, to the next episode of Nerding Out. I almost said Stranger Things. That's what we're talking about today, is Stranger Things Season 4.
Wild.
So, before we start here, there's going to be a little bit of spoilers if you haven't seen Season 1s through 3. I know that, spoilers is a very well-used word in this group, because we do it a lot. But today, of course, we have Nathan.
Sorry, I'm eating. Hello.
He's eating Pop-Tarts, the most 80s things you can possibly do. We have Matt.
Hey.
And then we have Tara today.
Hi.
She's a new member of the Nerding Out group. So, before we get started, next Nerding Out episode, we're going to get this out of the way here real quick. We're going to do the one-shot. We finally have the characters that we narrowed down. There were a lot of them that you all chose to bring in, but some of them did not make the cut because, of course, we've spoken about the monk and everything like that. There's also what are they called? The preachers that are on TV. Televangelists and all that. There was a cleric that was a televangelist, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make that work, so how about no?
We can make that work.
Just tell them that they're healed, but it's always one blunt damage.
Yeah, but
and
I mean,
nothing
how are you
heals
going to have them recording it so other people can see?
Artificers can do the stones where it leaves messages in it. So his right-hand man that tricks everyone's into that he finds the information out is one, and he puts the sound in the rocks, and he just leaves them all over the place. Boom. Figured out.
Praise be to my God.
Does it to the whole bar at the tavern, so the bar just is constantly just preaching every time you touch it.
But every time you touch the table, it's like, praise be unto God. Yeah.
Praise be to Helm.
Praise be to Tiamat.
That's a whole different type of God.
Praise be.
Okay, so that one might make its way into there, but we're going to just make all of them and randomly give them out to people. I will be running the one shot. I'm going to try and make that as random as possible as well. But the characters that have made it through this is the Mountain Dwarf Cleric, who is Arthur I. Zacion of Pryor. He, of course, is a cleric, which uses a blue shield with a blue cross on it. So, blue cross, blue shield.
I just came up with another one. As you say, Mountain Dwarf. I was thinking like a Mountain Dew Dwarf. And he's just an extreme sports star. And everything he does, he's just like, extreme!
This is extreme!
He's like a slightly older, monster kind of character.
Yeah. Oh my God. Next on the list is Chef Volcanus, who is a fighter, but he has a following of people that he teaches them how to cook depending on what it is that they fight and kill. But they follow him around and just learn how to cook the entire time, and he's fighting and be like, so you gotta cut the meat just like this, and when you're searing it.
See, when you're fighting ogres, their meat's real tender or real hard, so you gotta really just tender the shit out of that meat.
I like the idea of better toasty buns, like B-U-N-Z.
Buns. No. You have John Smith, John Doe, I'm sorry. He is a warlock.
Is it the guy for the Mormons?
Yeah, that's why I was like, John Smith, no. John Doe. He is a warlock, but he's his body is a zombie, but his ghost is kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Possessing?
There you go. Possessing his zombie body.
You know whoever gets that one needs to know red versus blue. 100% just needs to be.
Are you playing with my robot? I thought about that.
Hey, pretty mink.
You mess with my robot. But so you've got John Doe, who is he is a warlock. He wants to try and put his zombie body to rest, but he can't kill it himself. He just can't bring himself to kill his own body. So he just goes around and asking people if they could kill him for him. Then we have Pixie, which is a halfling bard.
And if you're in Alex's campaign, that won't take long.
No, I'm going to be running this one.
First NPC is going to kill him.
No, depending on if Alex wants to play, that's fine. But I figured I would just go ahead and DM it. But Pixie is the worst bard you can possibly imagine. She is a halfling, so they get lucky just for being a halfling. She doesn't get lucky. If you roll a 1, you can re-roll said 1. No, she's not good enough. She
She's gone a step farther, and like every 20 is also a crit
You
fail.
should make her unlucky and she's got to reroll all 20s.
There you go. That'll work. But she also, like, if she chooses to fight one person, it usually goes to a different character altogether. If she uses Bardic Inspiration, it doesn't always work. So
Bardic Depression.
exactly. And then my favorite one probably is Slav Vampiro, who is a druid, but he died and was resurrected as a drow and can only seem to shapeshift into a bat. So he just automatically thinks that he is a vampire. And of course, with drows having disadvantage in the sunlight and everything, it works perfectly well. And he also has the like old, like Victorian clothes on, and he's like, blah.
Are you not doing the barbarian wizard one?
Oh my god, that's right. He's on here
Because
somewhere.
I was thinking about that one the other night, and just thinking about like if you just get in a fight in a library, just like idiot, and he just starts chucking all these books at him. He's like, "Words are my weapons."
I have all the weapons I could possibly want.
This is my sword.
Sir Nash Punchington. I forgot about him. He is
How could you?
a half-orc barbarian who was trained by a wizard friend that
I don't
said
think you'd say trained. He hung out with the wizard.
he hung out with a wizard, and the wizard, he saw the wizard using books to cast spells, so he just assumes that the book is the spell. So if he wanted to cast darkness, he would have to like reach into his bag of holding, find a book that has some sort of like theme like that, and he just chucks that at the person and thinks that it's casting whatever it is. So, you know, like a medical book, and he chucks that and he thinks it's cure wounds.
You gotta have like some things like where like he just got lucky and like he threw like darkness at someone or like something to like knock him out, and it did knock him out. So he's like, the reason he thinks it works is because he just got lucky enough to where that shit worked. Like he actually grabbed a scroll of like cure wounds and he did it and it worked somehow or another and it cured wounds. He's like,
Well,
holy shit, it worked.
we did a one shot.
So we did a one
yeah.
shot.
It actually something happened like that.
One of the Don't Split the Party group that we had, we weren't able to play one week, so we tested these out to see if they were going to work or if they were just going to be a total party wipeout when we did it. You had Patrick, who plays in our other campaign as, oh my god.
The tiefling.
The tiefling. I can't
Yeah.
remember her name for whatever reason right now, but he played Slav Vampiro. And we had one of our buddies, George, play the barbarian that uses the books. And at one point, he chucked a book that tried to do Fireball. And Patrick was like, I'm going to cast Firebolt at this person. Ooh. And the dude caught on fire. And George was just like, oh my god, it actually worked for the first time. Like, he caught fire.
He's like, oh shit, I am magic. Whoa!
It's exactly how it went down. So like it was the perfect thing. It actually, like, the one shot went really well with all these characters. The only one that we didn't get to play was John Doe the Warlock because nobody wanted to play a zombie. But the rest of them worked pretty well.
See, doing the John Doe one too, you could do that with the barbarian one too, where he's a dead wizard and he's casting the spells for the barbarian, but the barbarian cannot see him, so he thinks the spells are really working, but it's the wizard helping him out. It's like his life, like his afterlife debt that he has to help this guy out. So he's just like, fucking shit. Lightning bolt.
It's like, I cast Thunderbolt. It's like, oh, God.
And then like it scares the thing. It's like, I wish for a bowl of food. And it's like, fine. Start cooking.
So that is going to be our next episode of Nerding Out. I don't know exactly who's going to be playing in it yet, but I am going to get with everybody and see who wants to do that, but that will be the next episode for us. Other than that, also, please excuse some of us. We went to Anime Central, and we're coughing a little bit. We got the con junk, so it's going away slowly but surely, but it's still there. So if we kind of look off to the side, it's not because something's weird going on. It's because we're coughing.
Yeah. Or something weird.
We're doing the chocolate rain thing.
Chocolate rain.
All right, so on to Stranger Things. A little bit. This is where we're going to say there could be spoilers.
There will be spoilers. You're in the group.
There could be spoilers because we're going to go over seasons 1 through 3 for those of you who either haven't seen it for a while or haven't seen it, period. But this is going to be real quick, so starting now. Spoiler alert. FYI. Spoiler.
11's got powers. What?
Oh my god. So
Will's a bitch.
what? I will say, like, a little bit at season 4 at some point here, like, I'm not very happy with Will in season 4, and I'll say why when we get to that point, because it's like, oh, dude, you could do so much better. Anywho, season 1, it starts in Hawkins, Indiana. It's based in 1983, which I was actually reading up a little bit about today. Hawkins, of course, is not real in Indiana, but all of the shooting that they did for this was in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. A lot of stuff's been shot in Atlanta, though, lately.
Yeah. Well, it's now LA's not the only big place for movie making.
Yeah, well, they did it
Georgia's
in New
actually big
Mexico,
now.
I think, for the California side of things, like for some of this too.
It's dry.
But
Yeah, we were watching it, and it was like way too mountainous for Indiana.
Yes.
Just
Yeah,
the one scene
he was
where
trying
they're
to put
outside.
in season 3 where he's trying to put the antenna up on the first episode. I was like,
yeah,
this is supposed to be like northern central Indiana, and like once you get past Floyd's Knobs, it's flat.
it is flat.
You might get a hill, but
You can see that on our Anime Central. We have a few videos on the way up to Chicago. I almost said Cincinnati, not the place. But you can see, like, there's the windmills and everything in the background. It is flat as hell. Welcome to the North. So, season 1,
North
based in
belongs to the
1983. Hawkins, Indiana. A bunch of friends are playing D&D. While on their way home, one of the kids, Will, goes missing. His friends go looking for him in the woods. Local police, Hopper specifically, searches for him. Boys find this random girl in the woods named 11 after the tattoo that's on her arm. She says that the bad men are after her and that their friends are still alive. Is still alive in a place called the Upside Down. Long story short, they find their way into the Upside Down. There's the monster that they call the Demogorgon. This big thing with a bunch of sharp teeth. The
he goes,
Demogorgon.
blah, 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 blah.
Beautiful representation of
Thank
it.
you.
Beautiful.
I know.
Spot on.
He just put his face up there all behind. Don't do it.
Make sure it's a really poor, like, bad res one.
You're like someone like a kid wrote, just do it in Microsoft Paint.
Oh my gosh,
Will do.
I'm firing my laser.
Anywho, 11 was kept in a facility that was right outside of town where they did experiments on her with powers. She opens up a portal where the monsters in the Upside Down can come through, and in the end, they are able to bring Will back and live a normal life. Or do they? Second season.
Blarg.
Blurg. Blurg. And second season, you have Will is getting a little sick. He starts throwing up some stuff, and it's kind of gross and nasty. You kind of assume that he caught something while he was in the Upside Down.
Yeah, the upside down COVID-19.
Yes, the
COVID-83.
The pandemic.
It was COVID 18. It wasn't 19 yet.
No, it was 83.
COVID-83. Eli is hiding. Eli, whatever.
Eli.
Yeah.
Eli.
It's her name.
Elon Musk.
I can't even read my own notes right. Elle is hiding from the government and eventually ends up living with Hopper, who becomes very protective of her.
Overly protective.
Extremely protective of
He
her.
had a dead daughter. He's got a reason.
True as that may be, he goes above and beyond, just like no boys, no nothing.
He didn't.
like,
He didn't know how to deal with his trauma, so
And
he
even
just.
no boys. You cannot go outside.
Yeah, for
The windows
353
stay
days.
closed.
So she eventually finds her biological mother and discovers that there were more children in the Hawkins lab with her than she was growing up. It also introduces a new evil, which they call it the Mind Flayer, which is just this big shadowy thing.
Which season?
Season 2.
Two. The Ood.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the shadow monster is what they call it.
The Ood.
Basically, a giant, horrifying spider.
Doctor Who reference.
The Ood. It's the Ood or the little chubby thing. Oh no! The Oods are the
With
like.
the little ball with the squid
Yeah,
mouse.
that's right. Yeah, it's basically an Ood. Yeah,
It's an Ood. They're a
you-
hive mind too.
If you don't know Doctor Who, then just imagine an octopus with a body. So
That talks through basically like a little small Amazon kid sphere, and he carries around that at all times. He's just like, hello.
Does he sound like that too?
Oh, hello, guys. It starts sounding like, oh my god, the guy that did Davy Jones, the voice actor.
oh my god,
Phil from Shaun of the Dead, his stepdad.
right? I can't remember his name right now. It's a very basic name, but there's always that one word that he says in every movie that just sounds really weird.
Or the one from Futurama. Could you keep doing this?
Oh yeah, the Bill Nye.
That's it. Bill
Yeah.
Nye. Zoidberg.
Yeah, Zoidberg.
So
Oh my god. So, the Mind Flayer controls the Upside Down and everything inside of it, from the Demogorgons to the Vines. And in Season 2, the monster took over Will's body up until the end of the season when Joyce, which is his mom, used heat to draw it out. 11 was able to seal the gate in the Upside Down, trapping the Shadow Monster and the Demogorgon with it. Or so they thought. Which then Season 3 comes around.
So my question for real though, season 2, why did it take them 9 episodes to finally like, let's put some heat on this bitch? Like, right at the start, he's like, he doesn't like it cold. Okay, so we're gonna keep him cold then, I guess, instead of just like, nah, fuck you. And then she just straight up Casey Anthonyism at the end of it. It's like, I'm gonna turn the heat on and kill this kid.
No. So Season 3 starts. It's now a year after the events from Season 2. Everybody's loving everybody. So every single one of the kids have got a boyfriend. So you've got Mike.
Will doesn't. Yeah. He's got D&D.
Okay, so Mike is now dating 11. You've got Dustin is dating this girl.
Mad Max.
No.
Well, no.
Dustin's
dating
Susie.
Yeah, Susie from Utah.
From camp, who is from Utah, and they have to communicate via a walkie-talkie.
Ham radio.
And then Max, which is the new girl in the group, nice little redheaded girl, is dating Lucas.
S21 Ultra.
Oh.
We also have Alexa's here today.
Hello, Alexa. Apparently, it,
Don't say hello to her, because then she'll actually listen in. Don't listen in to us.
That's all she does.
You creep.
don't you know?
Have you not talked to your mother?
Yes, and we're not allowed to have one in that household, so.
You should start putting one in there. We don't know how I got there.
Put it up top and put it where she can't reach it.
You know what? We're going to have an episode fully on like conspiracy theories and things like that, and just how stupid they are.
Oh,
You gotta do that, but like leave things like around, like have like an FBI card, like a business card, like in the kitchen out of nowhere. Then there's Alexa there. She's like, they're spying on me.
So, everybody's dating everybody. Lucas and Max are now a thing. The only person that does not have a girlfriend is poor Will, who has been through so much already. He doesn't have a girlfriend, and all he wants to do is play D&D.
I mean, he's got a bowl cut.
Yeah, but he got a chick to come up to him and dance with him at the end of the second season in the snowball. She's like, hey, zombie boy, you want to dance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Dustin was over there, had to get Nancy to come dance with him. I was like, and I was telling Tara, I was watching it the other day. I was like, Nancy would have been a really cool friend if she was just like, grab my butt.
And then his face was like,
Yeah. You're like,
Even Billy's dating Mike's mom.
yeah.
Ugh. Mrs. Wheeler.
Yeah, Mike's mom's got it going on.
Apparently so. You got Nancy, who is now dating, is it Jonathan?
Yep, Jonathan Byers.
Who is Will's
Older brother.
So then they get, and then
He's
what's
a terrible X-Men.
Steve. Steve just
terrible
becomes the mother.
Yep,
the
Steve
group.
just becomes the mother hen and just takes care of everybody.
John Raffio can do no wrong, damn it.
So everybody's going with everybody, all like love is in the air and all that jazz. While Billy is with Mrs. Wheeler going and doing things behind Mr. Wheeler's back.
He never
Yes.
gets to the swim lessons.
He never actually gets to the swimming lessons part.
I mean, he kind of gets blown, though.
Anywho, while Billy is sneaking over to Mrs. Wheeler's place, he crashes his car and gets possessed by the Mind Flayer. Mike and 11 have problems. She eventually dumps him. Her and Max have a nice little fun time at the new local mall. Starcourt Mall. And they just have a nice little girls' day. It's like, screw all the men in our lives. We just want to have a girls' day.
Can you not just picture that Starcourt Mall commercial? Like, just that, like, 80s, like, synthesizes music and, like, fake lasers shooting across the screen and just, like, Star Mall. Like, that's all I can picture every time I'm like, this would be
We've
a
got
kick-ass
Claire's.
commercial.
We've got KB Toys.
We even got a disc jockey. What them motherfuckers?
Radio Shack.
Suncoast Video. Oh, Radio Shack. No, poor Bob. Bob worked at Radio Shack.
Ah, yes.
Babe.
Bob unfortunately died.
Yep. Bab and Burb.
Burb.
Burb, no, Burb.
Burb.
That's why Billy's got to die, too. He's got a B name.
Oh,
Everyone with a B name dies.
you're not
Barbara.
wrong.
Bab.
I'm going to say, yeah, you're not wrong. Bab. Anywho, Some old lady says that there's rats in her place and they're acting weird. It's like nothing. It's like, but they're bigger than normal and they're trying to do things and it's weird how they're acting. It's
What
like
are they doing?
all right,
Sword
man.
fighting.
Which is nice is this is the beginning of a lot of D&D quests. I need you to clean out the rats in the bottom of my basement.
Oh my god,
they turn
she
out
was
to be
setting
mutant
them
rights.
up for a quest.
Mutant rats.
100%. They're starting their new quest.
You go down the basement. All of them got little tiny hoods on.
Yeah. Can you please
Stay
kill
on
the rats in my basement? And then there's always one huge monster down there.
It'll
Like,
give you 50 gold and
Yeah, there's
some
like
new gear.
there's like 50 rats in a circle, and they summon a little like mutant
yeah,
mutant rat.
a demo rat.
To go with those demodogs.
Yeah.
Yep. So the mall ends up
Dimsdale
being
Dimmadome.
down the Dimmadome. Yep. Dimmadome. Anywho, so turns out that the mall is actually being run by a bunch of Russian scientists.
The Russians.
Not Russians.
commies.
And the mayor ends up saying, like, cool, it's fine. There's a lot of money in here, it's whatever. Eventually, the people, let's see here, Hopper, and is Joyce with him? It's like Hopper and...
They're not really together yet in this one, but they're like reminiscent of back of like they start like smoking cigarettes at the school, and they're kind of like talking to each other. So like by the end of it, they should be
together.
She's still thinking about Bab.
Yeah, she's still got Bib, superhero Bib.
Bab is dead. Move
and
on.
then he turns Russian. Well, not really. He just gets transported to Russia.
Well, Hopper goes to investigate, finds that the Russian scientists are there, and he finds one that can help him. They're chased eventually. The scientist is killed. They go to save the old lady from the mind flare and the rats. Ends up just hurting it. Elle gets bit on the leg, and her she uses her powers to fling the piece out of her, but unfortunately that also takes her powers away. So she no longer is like crazy mind player or person lady.
Mind player.
Mind player. Billy.
Play with my mind.
Playing with my mind.
Quit playing with me.
Billy ends up kidnapping Elle, trying to give her over to the mind flayer. Hopper and Joyce find a way to close the portal from the upside down. Hopper sacrifices himself to do so, and you see him go explodey at the very end. Mall's closed. Mayor's in trouble. 11 moves in with Joyce and Jonathan and Will, and they decide, you know what? Hawkins is just a pile of hot garbage. We don't want to be here anymore, so we're leaving town. We're taking 11 with us, and poor little Mike is just like, okay, bye, girlfriend, and they move out of town.
They moved to a place called Haskins. I really don't know if that's true or
Haskins.
not, but
No longer Hawkins.
It's no longer Hawkins.
hey,
just
we moved from
Haskins.
Hawkins to Haskins.
Yeah, so they move
It's a few letters
away.
off.
And then at the very, very end, you do see a bunch of Russians who are speaking, of course, Russian, and they're like, no, don't feed the American to the thing. And they're like, oh, okay. And then you just like, oh my God, is it Hopper? Who knows? So,
And then Hopper went and did Hellboy for some weird reason. It was really weird story.
Hopper did like
Stranger
Hellboy.
Things.
It's just like it's very confusing as to how that happened. Well, when he exploded, he went to hell. and
Oh,
that's
so
how
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then he had to kill Baba Yaga.
yeah. So like he had to get the powers and actually fight.
I
them.
really liked his Hellboy, except for like the whole throw up ghost thing that the one girl did.
You know, you just shouldn't redo certain things. And like, who's the guy that originally did?
Ron Perlman.
Yes, like you can't really.
I liked Hopper's Hellboy better.
Yes, he did a very good Hellboy, but the writing unfortunately just wasn't there. Like most things nowadays, whenever you're redoing stuff. So
That's true. The newest
The
Ghostbusters.
female cast.
Yeah, the female one was god awful, but the new Ghostbusters was great.
I was talking about the female cast.
I was getting ready to get a little angry with you.
so how dare you? Oh no, the female one's.
Yeah, the
I
female-
mean, that one wasn't the newer one wasn't really redone
I
because
know.
it had those original characters.
It was
so
great
just
though.
continuous
The
storyline.
female one had the characters in it too.
Did it?
Yeah, they had like a
That tells you
cameo
I
for a little
There
bit.
came-
I
it,
left.
that tells you how much I'm
I
blocking
left
out.
zero space.
You
in my
glazed
brain for
over it
that
all.
movie.
it was a bad movie.
So as far as Stranger Things go so far, seasons 1 through 3, what are your favorite parts about the show?
I really like the D&D stuff. I really enjoy, but
Oh yes.
I really like Dustin and Steve. And then like second season where they become like best friends, like really makes me happy. And then he talks about the whole Farrah Fawcett spray and stuff like that. It's good stuff.
Farrah Fawcett spray. Okay.
4 spritz of the Farrah Fawcett
Yeah,
spray,
4
very
spritz
specific.
while your hair is damp, not wet. damp.
Oh God. What would you like to say, Nathan?
I've always liked the monsters a lot, and like the way they build up suspense and horror, because it's not a straight horror show, obviously, but it's got some pretty scary elements in it. And I like the me and Matt had talked about the season 2 monster, the smoke monster / mind flayer. That was really cool how they built it up in season 2. You just don't know anything about it, and that's kind of that's my favorite movies. Usually are you have no clue what it is, oftentimes, and then it's just you maybe never figure it out. But that's the most scary thing, is the unknown. But they did a really good job for building suspense all the time.
I just like that it looks like the 80s.
I know you do.
I mean, it's based in the 80s. You could do it and not be based in the 80s.
I know, but I mean, like, seeing as we are from Indiana and the way that they just kind of have that small little town feel to it and everything, I mean, you could have just, like, replaced the mall with our mall that we had in the 90s.
Are you saying River Falls Mall was ran by Russians? Is that why it closed down and became a Bass Pro?
Yes, that's exactly why. You didn't know this. That's why the other half of it is always empty. They're still there.
There are so many mannequins in the other half. Like, so many mannequins.
I don't even want to know.
Do any of them say "daw" whenever you walk
No,
by?
if anything, it's the mannequin spider thing from Silent Hill. Like, so
Oh,
you need to
God.
go.
like, you know, it's almost like the Target ones. You know, like just the white face, like faceless ones that Target
Yeah.
has. So we went, like, they let me. So since I work at Best Pro, they let me in, like, one of the rooms and, like, doors to the mall, and, like, it's just thousands of those mannequins just lined up in the mall hallway. So it's weird.
They need to have like a little, kind of like I guess anything, a Silent Hill or something, like horror experience going through that.
No.
Yeah,
They just need to open that up as like a haunted
It's real
house
creepy.
section for Halloween.
No. Why would you want to have mannequins?
Mannequins.
Tara, do you have anything that you would like to share that's your favorite part?
I mean, mine's characters, so I follow very closely with Matt. I love Dustin, I love Steve, but then I also really enjoy Erica, Lucas's little sister.
She is good. Shut up.
You need to start. I've seen. Unfortunately, I went through and I watched all of the part 1 of season 4. Mm-hmm. You really need to start that as soon as possible because she like steals the show for like the first episode. That's all I'm saying.
I really
Max
like
is really
Erica's
good in
character.
season 4 too.
Yeah.
She's probably one of the best explored and developed characters in this season.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's got a lot of good screen time.
All right, now I'm gonna say right now one of my favorite characters from season 4 already is freaking Eddie, the guy that runs the
Is
D&D.
that what his name is?
His name is Eddie. It's the guy in the trailer that kind of like does that whenever.
He looks like a Walmart version of Geddy Lee from Rush.
Yes, that's exactly. I'm actually like I have the jean jacket with his shirt on underneath. It's like perfect for him. If I let my hair down, it would look just like his, big and poofy. But like, I love his character throughout the whole thing. It's great. It's wonderful. Like Steve, hands down one of my favorite characters and all there. But I just really like how it really feels 80s, like the way they do it and the music that they choose. Oh,
Another
my
thing I
God.
like a lot is Hopper's Hawaiian shirt from the 3rd season. I really want it.
you could absolutely be Hopper.
His other favorite part about it is me crying to Stranger Things situations.
She cries
He
over
really
all the stuff.
enjoys it.
Literally, Dustin and all his friends came back home, and no, it wasn't Dustin. Was it
No,
Dustin?
Elle came over.
Yeah, when Elle and Mike first met back up, and he was like, I hate you for lying on Hopper.
Because he found out Hopper had him, and
Yeah.
he was like freaking out. And then Hopper just like
She
hugged
looked at me
him.
for a second. She was like, and I saw tears in her eyes. I was like, are you crying? She was like,
No.
no. I was like, are you really crying? She's like, leave me alone.
I mean, it's a really good show. Like, I cried a couple of times in this new season. It's really good.
Well, there you go. You're gonna enjoy something else about season 4 too.
I'm going to laugh really hard, just like I do every time you cry at everything.
It's so good.
When did you cry the other
The
day,
music
Alex?
starts
You
playing.
literally cried at this. What was we watching?
No, everything. I cry at everything.
I mean, Matt.
Stranger Things season 4
Was it
music
Doctor
starts.
Strange that you started crying in? No.
No, because you weren't sitting next to me for that one.
It was literally, we was watching a show that shouldn't have been making her cry.
Yeah.
And she started crying. I was like, are you really crying at this show? She's like, leave me alone.
Just
If
give
you
them the
make any
birds.
situation about like something happening with an animal or a
It was
child,
a kid.
an animal or a child, I'm out. But it is automatic, just waterworks and
feel
So
that.
no Schindler's List for you.
Oh God, no.
Or
I've never
Boy
seen
in
that,
striped
so
pajamas.
I will keep it off.
I cried at Pokemon because Charizard got his head stuck in the pipe.
I cried at one movie, and I was like 4. And that was Transformers, the animated cartoon where fucking Optimus Prime dies and his Allspark goes out. My 4-year-old son was like, no!
See, but I have now passed this on along to my child, who also
Cries
at
at
everything.
literally everything.
He can see me crying, and he will start crying just because I am crying.
And then you see me like this. Idiots.
Rude. Well, so as far as the trailer, I'm not going to say anything about season 4. That's going to be spoilers for that. So this is where the spoilers are going to stop, unless I say otherwise. And I'll put a giant thing up on the screen that just says spoilers. But the trailer for season 4 starts off with like everybody, crying boohoo about somebody dying. It doesn't show you who. But if you've seen the show, you're going to know who dies at the end. But it shows everybody kind of going on about life and everything like that. They're still playing D&D. They're still doing stuff. And then it shows like this weird looking house and this weird looking dude. And that's supposed to be like the main bad guy for the season and everything. And they say that it's Vecna. And anyone who plays Dungeons & Dragons knows that Vecna is an actual big baddie. So it looks like they're getting more and more into the D&D world with this. And I could not be happier.
I like that it's all practical effects for him too. Like there's not a lot of CG. It's all
Yeah.
actual practical effects.
And it looks friggin' amazing with this new season too. So like that does not stop. It keeps going for season 4. I will say one thing, and it's not a spoiler, but like there are certain things that Elle has to go through with her being a teenager and stuff like that. And
Tampons.
there are certain
She just mind controls it in.
she doesn't have her powers anymore, so she couldn't
shit.
even do that. But because she is that weird kid that never really got to grow up with other kids and stuff like that, she kind of goes through some things. Things happen to her, and Will just kind of sits off to the side, and he's like, "Oh, sweetie, that's a shame." And then once it's all done, he runs up and he's like, "Elle, are you okay?" It's like, you should have been there to stop it.
No, fuck that. He's been through so much shit. I'd have been the same way. I'm like, oh, does that suck? Does it? I was lost for a year.
I was in the Upside Down for a year.
I got raped by a Demogorgon, and I had to spit it up.
You ever seen Aliens? Yeah.
Face huggers.
So, like, that was my only thing that I really did not
He did
like.
get deep, though, did in the Upside Down. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
the smoke monster.
Yeah, it just... No, I mean, the first season, he had the whole
Oh.
thing in his mouth, and they had to pull it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I understand he's been through some stuff, but just like it literally shows her going through something, and then it pans over to him, and his face is just like,
The bowl cut makes so much sense
it's like,
now.
oh, sweetie, that's unfortunate. No, I'll go over afterwards. And then it's just like, okay, get
Yeah,
up.
I would have done the same thing.
No. It's
I'm
like,
like, oh, you could have saved me sooner because you opened the gate and you could have closed it probably, and you let me get raped. Nope. Mm-mm.
I'm just gonna let you suffer.
Yeah.
Oh no, what happened?
Yeah. Oh, did you get attacked by a mind flare? Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay, that's fine.
No, are you
Then
talking
get
about?
a Buttercup, because it could be worse.
But Mike does the same thing. So
No.
for half of
There's-
it.
No.
But anyways, the guys kind of suck in this one. So
I mean, anywho, Vecna is supposedly going to be the main villain for season 4. So part 1's already out. It came out on May 27th, and part 2 will be coming out on July 1st. So it'll finish it up, and this is going to be the end of Stranger Things.
Yeah, from everything, this is it for Stranger Things. Now, I think the Duffer Brothers said they had another project they're working on that's going to be similar, but I don't know if it's going to be connected to Stranger Things or just like a different city.
It's gonna be weirder things.
That's a weirder things.
Or
even stranger things.
uncommon stuff.
Uncommon items.
stuff.
come on, items.
Miscellaneous goods, part 3.
It's just like the opening song, just backwards.
Yeah. It's just done on a pan flute.
Uncanny goods.
Okay, good. But for this 4th season, it looks like they are like the episodes are a little longer than the norm. So they run roughly about an average of an hour and 15 minutes, which really isn't that big of a deal. People are like, "Oh my god, you changed it up."
Yeah, like I thought it was gonna be like an hour and 40 minutes because it's like a feature film length. I was like, oh sweet, it's gonna be like an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. I was like,
No.
No, it's like there's one episode I think it hits at. I think the last episode's close to
It's
it.
an hour and 15 for the majority of them, and then there's 7 episodes in this, and episode 7 is like an hour and a half. So it's really not much different than the rest of them. So boo-hoo, you get a lot of stuff in this, so it doesn't matter. But part 1 is already out. So those of you who have seen it, no spoilers or anything like that in the bottom here. But Vecna, of course, is going to be... Spoilers, no spoilers, none. Vecna is supposed to be the big baddie in this. So a little bit of backstory on Vecna. Vecna is an older kind of like a god or like a figure that could be a deity in D&D. He made his first big appearance in Vecna Lives, which was released in 1990. He was the main antagonist, reimagined as a demigod. And at the very end, of course, if the players defeated him, then they just say that he kind of like gets thrown into another dimension. Later on, in like 1997, you find out that he got thrown into a pocket dimension, which is called the Demiplane of Dread, which is also known as the... like where Barovia is, which is also where Curse of Strahd and everything takes place in 5th edition. There's a bunch of different type of planes on there. Of course, Strahd is going to be in the Barovia one. Vecna is in Cavidius. So it's kind of the same realm as like the Barovia thing, which brings me to my point of the Upside Down. So the Upside Down is this big, dark looking area. It's got a bunch of floaty things in the air. And the trailer, it shows a lot of bats and stuff like that flying around, and there's a lot of fog in there. So they don't really say, even in season 4, they haven't said really what the Upside Down is. So if you're going to be bringing Vecna into this and having him be the main baddie for season 4, whether it's actually Vecna or they're just using the name Vecna because the kids are a bunch of nerds and they name things like the Demogorgon and all that stuff.
Which, how does that work? If Vecna didn't even make his first appearance until 1990, and this is set mid-80s?
He made it in like before that.
He was a god that you could have in the game. So in first edition and all that stuff, he was mentioned in there, but he got his own little like story plot in 1990.
Okay, that's what stuck out.
Joe Manganiello gonna be in it since his D&D character cut off the hand of Vecna and put it on his own character and became super powerful? That's the real question.
Joe who?
The guy who played Deadshot in the newer DC ones.
Yeah.
From Magic Mike, Joe Manganiello.
The wolf in True Blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So big D&D fan. His character, like they made into a real D&D character because his one of his campaigns he's running, he cut his own hand off. They cut off Vecna's like dead body's hand and then attached it to his and like took over all of Vecna's powers and stuff.
Ooh,
so I wonder if that's
know
gonna
that.
happen.
Either way, they never really explain what the Upside Down is that's underneath Hawkins.
It's the Upside Down.
Yes, I understand what the
is now
name
Twilight.
of it is, but what I'm saying is like how is it there? Where did it come to be? And all that jazz.
There's a tightrope, right? And you're walking across it. You can go up and down, but the flea can go all around, and that's the Upside Down.
So my point is, they opened up a bunch of portals and everything like that.
I like your explanation.
Season 1, that's the teacher.
They don't know what's in this thing. Like they just kind of like it's where these things are coming from and all that. What if it is part of Barovia or like that area to where
The
it's
D&D
like
universe.
the fog and everything kind of pushes you back into it. Like you can never leave it and everything. No, you can't go back.
No, stop it.
It's like you can go
Philly,
in here.
Philly goose.
I'm gonna let you come in a little farther, but then I'm just gonna have to push you back.
All right, you can leave. Gotcha. No, you can't.
Ha ha, got you again.
Hey, look, you're back.
I hope I turned you right around. But I think it is very possible, especially because like they just keep on playing the D&D trope with you've got the Demogorgon, the Mind Flayer, and now Vecna. I really do feel like they're trying to put something like that into this to where they're saying like, oh, the Upside Down, it's got all these people. It could very well be part of like that whole demi-plane of dread.
I'm
they
hoping
talk
they
about.
like that's what I want from this season more than anything is to really learn about the Upside Down because they just haven't done enough with it. Like you would think in one of the seasons they would have got like information from Will who's been in there, Hopper and them that's been in there, like something or another would give you more info on what the Upside Down is, how it's created, how those monsters got in there in the first place, why when 11 goes and like visits and spies on people, she's in a black area that she can walk on like water and see those things, but she's not really like in the Upside Down. It looks like she's just seeing certain things. She never really made it to the Upside Down.
Well, we're probably going to cut this section real quick.
We haven't seen it, so don't spoil it.
I know,
So
that's why I'm
don't touch
asking. Yeah, so I'm asking her. Does it ever say anything why this character in the season got put in there or how it happened? What Elle does? Okay. I don't think so. Cool.
Yeah, like I said, even now, like there's not a lot of information on it. Like you get a little bit, but it's nowhere near enough to be able to say like, oh, that's what this is.
What if they do make a new show and just think Stranger, and it's literally the reverse role? It's them in the Upside Down, and then Will gets caught in the regular world. The Upside Down's upside down. And it's just the same show, just backwards. And Hopper's
Guys,
the
it was
Demogorgon.
so bright in there. It's so weird. Hopper's the Demogorgon. Raw, 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 raw. But Dad, I love him. You can't stop me from loving Mike.
New fan theory. Hopper's the Demogorgon.
I know I'm just a child.
What?
That one I didn't understand.
Come again?
The rest I can understand, but that one didn't. That one didn't translate.
Oh, you just clear your throat. My bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're choking. Oh, shit.
So
How do I do Heimlich maneuver on a Demogorgon?
Upside down.
So the big thing about Vecna is, though, if it is actually the Vecna from D&D, there's so many other characters that you can bring into it. That's my big thing, because as far as like Vecna goes, there are a lot of people that he knows and like that he works with, because he kind of deals. He is the first Lich King, which brings in Orcus, which is one of my favorite villains in all of D&D, because we had a nice little run in our campaign of how long? For like a year and a half with Alex. And my character became a nice little warlock that worshipped Orcus, so I'm kind of partial to him. But if that is a possibility, I would really love for that to be something. But no. If
And
we're
then
only
we
going to
haven't
be a few.
seen it yet, but the first part, is that going to be one bad guy, and then the second part's another bad guy?
I have a
That's
feeling
gonna come
Vecna's
out.
going to be the main bad guy all the way through.
Yeah, all the way through.
So that is my theory on the Upside Down and my theory on Stranger Things Season 4. God only knows where it's going. I will say, like, hands down, this has been my favorite season that I have seen so far on it. If only for the fact that, like, the new characters they bring into the show,
good.
like, really make the show. So, like, no spoilers here, but there is a new character named Angela. And, like, what's the little blonde-headed kid's name from Game of Thrones? The prince?
Joffrey?
Basically that, in a
She can't be
female
that
form.
bad.
I don't know.
Joffrey, I wanted to... Like, that kid quit acting because everybody wanted to kill him.
Yeah, but he was the super nicest guy that you could possibly imagine, but he did
quit
so well.
his life career because of how bad people hated that character.
Yeah. Oh, I know, but it was because he was really good at acting, but people can't get past that. They're like, oh my god, you're terrible.
Yeah, no one can get past that he got something from Batman.
Like Dolores Umbridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a turd, too.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Harry Potter. I've seen all the movies, but I do hate her.
You need to get better at it.
How do I get better at liking something?
You just like it.
Oh, okay.
You
I
watch
like
it until you love it.
just over and over and over.
It's
I mean,
not
hey, no.
working.
Gary Oldman's
you
in
get
it, so I don't
obsessed
care. I love Gary Oldman, so like hands down, I will watch him for him. But he doesn't come in until I think of
Third.
Prince, like Azkaban or whatever. So,
Just think like Quentin Flynn's in there and other people, and you'll be all right.
so the guy that actually plays Eddie in this season, his last name is Flynn, and he kind of looks like him. And I'm like, are you the child of Quentin Flynn? And I'm going to have to research that because I don't know if it is. But if it is, no wonder.
Amber's got a new obsession.
No. It'll be fine.
That little hand wave just,
No.
betrayed you.
Yeah, that hand was like... Yeah.
No.
Do tell.
It's not like I'm gonna go out and buy like $600 worth of stuff from him.
Not 600.
Yeah.
Like 400.
No. It'll be like 12, 1300.
He's British, so never mind. It's definitely not.
If there's a calendar of him, then
It doesn't mean nothing. You saying that Quentin Flynn couldn't go over to England and put a baby up in a lady?
Put a baby up in a lady.
It's just up in her,
all up in there.
just all up in it.
That's how I'm going to reference it now.
Yeah.
We're expecting.
No,
Oh, you
his,
put a baby up in your lady, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a baby up in you, baby.
I put a baby all up in there.
No, he his family or his parents are not celebrities, so that is not the case for him. Either way, I really like him as a character, and I really like him like the guy as an actor. But I really enjoyed season 4. It does leave you on like a cliffhanger, so I really, really, really want July 1st to get here sooner. It's going to be another month away, but hey, that's fine. I will just obsess over the show and just watch it over and over.
Yeah, just think though, we got an awesome D&D one shot to do in between then and now.
This is true. And I actually just read this today. So the cast, so apparently Netflix is doing a whole week that's called Geek Week. And one of the things that they're doing is called the Hellfire Club. The cast of Stranger Things is going to be playing D&D, and a really, really cool guy. I don't remember his name, but he's
So cool, you don't even remember his name.
Hold on.
He's a real cool guy, though. I feel like this is where we need to channel your mom's house. Like, uh-oh, cool guy alert.
Cool guy.
You better follow Proto. Hopefully he's not a chomo.
It is only waiting a month and not like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
So-
God.
Hey, you don't have to wait 2 years to touch a camera through the fence.
Arcane is an amazing show on Netflix, and we're gonna have to wait like a couple of years for that one. So
That's my problem with Netflix, and always has been with streaming shows. Like,
Have you ever
why
watched
wait
Arcane?
so long?
It's a fun one.
B. Dave Walters is his name. He
I don't want to be a Dave Walters. I want to be a Matt Turner.
Thank you. No, this guy, he has been a DM for a very long time, like on random things here and there
Dish
online.
manager of what? Like Best Buy? Best
Yeah,
Buy?
yes. But he was kind of like a little small character in Critical Role. I think the first or second season, he did a random character that was like a witch doctor. He was freaking amazing.
They need the
and I
guy who
loved him.
runs the games for Harmon Quest to be the DM because he cracks me up.
Well, this guy is essentially like Morpheus from The Matrix with facial hair. That's what it makes me think of.
Spencer Crittenden.
Yeah.
He looks like a D&D
Oh,
player.
he is. So you've seen Community.
Yes.
So what's the one girl that Annie Adderall?
Oh yeah, it's
Her
Annie's
brother. That's her brother in the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be the other guy, B. Dave Walters. And
Have you not seen Harmon Quest?
No, I have not.
Amber.
Do I need to?
It is probably next to the Gamers, my favorite D&D thing ever. It is literally Dan Harmon and like a table of celebrities, and they always have a new celebrity guest. So it's 3 constant players and 1 new celebrity guest each week, and that guy runs it. And then they animate the story as well. So it's like a cartoon plus live action D&D playing. It is amazing.
So what you're saying, oh my God. I have seen the picture before.
It is so good.
Seriously, I will post
Yes, I
this
saw it.
also up there so that you can see it. But, all right, cool. Well, now that I have it up, I will absolutely
Harmony
check that out.
Quest is, let's do it. Let's just all watch it together, and we'll have a podcast back because it is so good.
So season 1, 2, and 3. Wow.
The girl that plays the barbarian reminds me of you a lot
Oh, God.
because she always goes to barbarian rage, and then like every person she kills, like she will like take pieces of like the bones and put in like their hair, like as a hair tie, so that her hair is always like yours is now. And then she's always like do 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 do, like dancing and singing and stuff.
You put people's bones in your hair?
Yes, actually. It's my favorite hairpiece to have.
Amber would play a character that would put her hair up in a bud with like someone's bones.
My barbarian is actually pretty damn cool myself, all right? I will have you know, she was awesome. Except, Alex, whenever you screwed me over and put her in a plane of existence where her strength was the same as her intelligence, which was garbage.
So you're saying your bard is dumb? How do you get a dumb bard?
barbarian.
Oh, I thought you said bard. I was like,
Barbarian.
who the hell
No,
is your bard
no.
done?
So my bard died, and I had to make another character. Which I was like, you know what? I've never played a barbarian. I'm gonna play a barbarian. So I made this character, but we were in like the astral plane, which made it to where if your strength and dexterity, it matches whatever your wisdom and intelligence is. So my barbarian was dumb as shit. So her strength was like a 10, and her
Nice.
dexterity was like an 8. And so I was like, I can't play this character right now until we get out of here. So get me out of here because I just want to play her. And by the end of it, I did kill the entire elven race. So it is whatever. But
Oh yeah, you did kill a whole plane of existence, didn't you?
Fire plane too.
twice. First with the other character. The second one, my character actually killed the elves. So
Yeah, he gave her this really powerful weapon, and she
it
used
was my
it right on
ancestors.
the
it was
foundation.
My ancestors' hammer.
Yeah.
Or axe.
No, it was a hammer, I thought.
Either way.
They just never played Halo with you. You don't ever give Amber a big weapon because
No,
you're gonna
not
kill
here.
everybody.
It
you're
can
not
cast.
supposed to.
It can cast like a really high level earthquake, and it was like right on the foundation
So
of the
hear me
Elven
out.
Kingdom.
So we went into this elven kingdom. We thought they were like
You saw a bad guy hit it and ran.
No.
And then killed everybody.
no, actually. So of course dwarves and elves don't get along that much as it is. But like when we walked into the town, we thought they were working with the bad guy. They thought we were working with the bad guy. So we were just trying to find out some information. They took my weapon away, like our group did, because they knew that I would go nuts with it. So we get into the main room. They're starting to mouth off. Things go bad, and they're about to start fighting. And so I looked at Nate, and I said, "You're going to want to give me my weapon." And he was like, "Yeah, we probably should because things are probably about to go down." Hands me my weapon, and I went, "Cool." I smack it on the ground, and I cast Earthquake. And our DM was like, "Where?" I was like, "I don't know. Wherever." And he was like, "Are you sure you don't want to choose?" And I'm like, "No. I cast Earthquake wherever it lands." It landed on the building, which then shattered the entire area. All the like trees where the elves were living and everything crashed. They died. The rubble from the whole castle killed but maybe 10 people altogether. And I killed the entire elven race. You're welcome. Because I couldn't choose where to cast it. So he made it in the middle of town.
I mean, you could have just been like, this chair.
It still would have done damage everywhere else, but I was like, you know what? I don't care. And so he was like,
You
cool.
could have done a lamp, and it would just shatter the lamp, and it would never.
I think there were like 10 places where it would land. Like there were 10 different spots I could choose. And so he just made it all on the trees. So I was like, technically, I didn't choose that. He did. So he killed the whole elven race.
I'm just saying,
Nope,
I've been
it's
in
your
so
fault.
many total party kills or games where you played where everyone in the party dies because someone's like, "Hey guys, I'll take that. See you guys later," and just run away and let us all die.
Oh, is that a witch? Molotov.
Or it's like, guys, let's all shoot this witch at the same time with these shotguns, and Amber's just like, "No," and runs away.
Again, I have gotten my karma hits like a bitch because I ran into the safe house and there was a hunter in the safe house who attacked me.
Let's talk about Resident Evil 5. You
No.
want to talk about how many times I've died in that game? Not by my fault.
We turned off friendly fire eventually
Yeah, but I still died.
because when
I
they
can't
give
tell
you
you how many times I saw my
unlimited ammo.
neck just get.
Oh yeah, I'm not very good at quick time events. I don't.
She killed me so many times.
You just hear it on the other side of like the Xbox thing, where it's just like Amber. God damn it, Amber! It's like I'm trying to push the buttons. I can't do it.
It got
You
to the
can't
point
make it too
where
fast.
it stopped being random, and it was literally like it gave her the same buttons, and she still missed it. I'm like, Amber, it's gonna be an X and an A. Just make sure, Amber. God damn it, Amber.
I'm pushing it. I swear.
She was like, oh, I hit B and Y.
So, Stranger Things. Again, well, from D&D and all that jazz, but I as you can see, we're pretty big D&D nerds. So I just want them to pull that into the show a lot more. So, like, if Vecna truly is who they say he is, then yes, please let the Upside Down be this just like dimension into like Barovia, and then next thing you know, you see like Strahd come out and he's like, boom.
Ooh, so you're saying the dimension they're in, the Upside Down is really a highway to the danger zone.
Yes. Highway to Barovia.
Barovia.
So that's Stranger Things season 4 for this season, or part 1 is out. You can make your own assumptions and everything from what you see. You all need to see it as soon as possible so we can actually discuss this.
Buy it this weekend for sure.
Cool. Because I would love to discuss some things. But
Some Stranger Things.
yes, some doo-doo Stranger Things. It's really worth it. I think the Stranger Things as a whole, the series, is an amazing show. So if you haven't watched it, you really need to watch it. It's worth it for Netflix. Like, I just bought a whole month so that I could get this taken care of. I'm going to have to do another month, so whenever the other one comes out, I can watch it, but I'm going to binge it. So
Tara's dad bought a month. Thanks, Jeff.
So, definitely worth a watch. Part 1 is really, really good. It does leave some questions, though. It did not answer any of my questions that I had for Vecna or anything like that, so that's still out in the open. And if I'm right, Netflix, I want you to give me $1 million because that would be awesome. But, just saying. Anywho,
No, just put this podcast on Netflix.
put us on there. We deserve it.
Yeah.
Don't put us on the unknown category, please.
But you can't cancel me like you're trying to do to Dave Chappelle because...
Or the Cowboy Bebop show.
I'm going to get canceled.
Oh, for sure.
I'll be part of that cancel culture real quick.
Yeah.
Cancer culture, yes.
Yeah, cancer culture too. I'll get
Cancel.
canceled.
Cancel culture.
Cancer culture.
I'm like, look at that dumbass. It's like, canceled. Like, shit.
Damn it.
Or even the, hey guys.
Yeah. It'll be, all right, today on this podcast, we're going to have Matt and a guest star, Dick, and just be, hey, how you doing? It's instant gone.
How you doing?
But see, that's his thing. He would actually do that too.
Oh, I would do it back with him.
Oh, I have a surprise for you upstairs, by the way. Just FYI. So,
I know what it is, I bet.
probably.
Is it Dick's Cheesecake?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Dick cheese.
Can you please have him just start selling them to just literally, like, it's
Oh.
Dick Cheese, Dick Cake.
And little friend.
It's like, oh, I want Dick's cheese
Cake.
cake. So,
To buy it, you have to say, I want Dick's cheese.
And then you make it with, like, cheese from Australia, so it's Dick's Cheese from under.
down under.
From down under.
Bleh, bleh. Anywho.
Dick's from under cheese.
Bleh. This is going to be a special episode that's coming out, as well as the Don't Split the Party update for this Tuesday. So you're going to get like a nice little special one. And then, of course, next week we are going to have the one shot.
I
So
can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
definitely keep an eye out on that. If I can get the dream team together, it's really good, like role-playing group and everything. Everyone can play their characters like perfect.
Like,
so.
I really either want the Blue Cross Blue Shield person or the book librarian.
The book
The
librarian.
book
would
barbarian.
the the
The book
barbarian.
librarian.
Yeah, basically it's UHF with that weird out where it's coding the librarian. You don't know your Dewey Decimal System? Cuts the dude in half.
Instead of the librarian, it's a librarian. There you go.
Librarian.
Close enough.
Librarian.
Yeah, and I'm going to call it a library the whole time for that character. Like,
Hey.
we're the library?
Hey,
Whoa.
that's what I used to call it until I was like, I don't know, 13. The library.
Exactly, you were barbarian. So that's going to be next week.
I want to play the prior authorization.
The prior authorization guy.
Yeah.
And the
I remember the pharmacy work.
What is your ICD-10? Too long in
Do you have any allergies to medications?
Your copay is $250.
Before I heal you, I'm going to need to copay. That is $5. So that is
It'll
going to be
take
next
3
week.
days to process the fee.
You're laying there dead.
Get like a pigeon. Just
Like,
take it
ooh,
off.
you're having an allergic reaction. It's $1,000 for this EpiPen.
It's like, you're going to really need it, though. So
I'm sorry. A new cleric bought it out and they went up in price.
Guys, hold on. This goblin's OD and I got to give him Narcan.
Why did you get it free?
So that is going to be next week on there. Hopefully you all will enjoy it. That one's going to be real fun to play and run. I don't know what kind of one shot we're going to do yet. Like I said, it's going to be random just as much as the characters. So
God, I can't wait.
keep an eye out on that. We will keep you posted, and I hope you all enjoy Stranger Things Season 4.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think about it, but we will see you next time. Bye.